So this is a place where Mr. Sabotage keeps his archive, and this is his studio. Usually he's not open to public, but today we're going to check out his archive and his collection. Let's go. Hi, this is Chewy from Streething. Welcome to the very first episode of Archive Room. What is Archive Room? Archive Room is about untold stories behind closed doors of collaboration, collection, and archive, whereby we go to all the creators and collectors' room to see their collection and their archive. So the first time we're gonna do this and do it with my co-collaborator for Archive Room, Mr. Sabotage, Mark.
Yo!
Sup?
Sup, man? This is your boy, Mr. Sabotage, co-collaborator of Archive Room. Welcome to my archive.
We are here to check out his archive collection and some of the collection that actually inspired him to do what he has achieved over the years. And this took you what? How long? Like, how long is your journey?
My journey is a 20-year-old journey, and today what we're going to see is three pillars. There are sneakers that I wear, there are sneakers that I collect, and there are sneakers that I design. So I want to do like a start off with like the first time I ever fell in love with a sneaker, or the first time I ever had like feelings and emotions about a sneaker, which is a Airwalk prototype. And this pair is from 1987. My mom actually bought me this pair from Lucky Plaza, Takara Sports.
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Annie. And fast forward a little bit, I saw Michael Jordan for the first time on TV, and his moves, you know, let's just say after seeing him for the first time, I want to be like Mike.
I want to be like Mike too.
So it was, ever since it was my dream to have a pair of shoes with my name on it, preferably Nikes. I started painting on shoes, and the pair is right there. We entered the competition in Nike Talk, and then I kind of won first prize. And after a little while, I got a call from Nike.
Damn.
With an opportunity to design a shoe. And there were two projects on the table, Nike Considered and Nike SB. Me being a true blue skateboarder for 35 years, I chose the Nike SB project, and this is what I came out with. And fun fact, a lot of people do not know that when I was given the project, I designed these shoes in 2 hours.
Why 2 hours?
I guess it was like a lot of manifestations, and I was doing a lot of designs in my head that I could use my hands to paint on. And in my head, it's like, if I ever get an opportunity to design something with Nike, it has to be something that I can't paint by hand. So if you look at the graphics here, they are like really intricate, and like they are like more like graphics, you know, not free-flowing like type of paintings. So this was the shoe that I couldn't paint by hand at that point of time, and we made it a reality.
And you were saying the sample is actually like a slightly different from the production pair.
No, this is the actual photograph pair that Nike used.
Okay.
And it was sent to me, and I feel that the materials look better. They are more like polished, like almost like a salesman sample.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is why it's still in pretty nice shape until today.
Yeah. I think this is the first dunk collaboration that happened in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And that was the time actually, you know, like we became friends, we know each other, and probably he connected with a lot of other collaborators, sneaker store. I remember this was launched in Produce in Bangkok.
Produce.
So correct,
Produce launched it. Produce was not open, and this was the first shoe that they launched with. In the, I think it is near to the store opening back in 2006. It was the first time there was a long queue for sneakers in Southeast Asia. This shoe made it to the front page of the Bangkok newspapers. So a lot of first-time experiences happened with this shoe, and it was the first time Southeast Asian artists ever collaborated with Nike. It put us on the map. It got sold out in every city on the first day it dropped.
And it's kind of connected to a lot of our friends today because of the shoe, right? Like we made friends with people from Produce, and of course like some of the people who came for the launch in Singapore that kind of like connected with you and
Yes.
still remain friends until today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit like we fast forward to a little bit more
Yeah.
from this, and then boom,
Boom.
the
So
collection.
there's a lot of,
yeah.
a
Maybe you want to pick up some of your key, you know, memorable collection. You know, like
you pick. Why don't
Okay.
you pick? Why don't you pick?
why don't we start with like one of the long-time partner limited edition? Like how many shoes have you done with like LE? You know, maybe you can show some of the collaboration
So
with
the-
Man. Yeah.
The first project that I did with limited edition, shout out to Mandeep, was
I'll hold some for you.
I'm not sure which one came first.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
So anyway, here we have 3 brands that we work with limited edition. So I think the first one was the A6, and we came out with the theme Monsoon Patrol. Monsoon Patrol, it describes our weather. You know, it rains a lot, and we wanted to do a shoe that shields from the rain, and we chose the gel-like tree, and we did extra shroud over the lace cover. Kind of like took inspiration from this. So this is the lace saver to protect the laces from skateboarding, and this protects from the rain. So moving on, I think we move
Probably
on to
the pump first. Yeah.
yeah. So no, actually this was the first project I did with limited edition, and it is the Pump Fury.
The logo.
You have the logo. Shout out, limited edition, long time partner collaborator, and this is a concept that we came out with. We wanted it to look like the lion, you know, the lion, and we chose like pony hair, and we have like the special SBTG camo on it with limited edition logos here and there. And Mandeep actually came out with a very nice name called the Feline Fury. Pump Fury and the Feline Fury. So this was a good project.
And this is the sample, right?
Yeah, this is the sample.
Yeah, maybe
So,
this is very first few times that you showed the sample.
yeah, so we wanted to do, I just wanted to do like the camouflage, explore different camouflages, and then we chose that one instead. Fun fact is, like, behind closed doors, since we're talking about like, behind closed doors, right? The project manager actually left the company at some point, and the project got shelved for maybe 2 years. And then,
Wow.
yeah, after 2 years, we picked it up again, started from scratch, and the product was finally pushed out. Yeah, so these things do happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you who do not know that you work on a brand collaboration,
Yeah.
it's not like everything is on schedule all the time, right?
Yes.
Like there are stories about not only like Mark's story that the project probably have been shelved for like 1 year, 2 years,
Yeah.
you know. So it's an ongoing process that people
Yeah.
think it's so easy that you can like, I do a collaboration. No, man.
No.
It takes people, the right time, the right
Yeah.
place to
Yeah.
make a lot of things happen.
A lot of things have to happen simultaneously,
Yep.
come together to launch a product.
Yeah.
So it ain't easy, man.
Yeah. And then of course the New Balance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so this pair of New Balance, the 327s, actually worked with closely with your team, Streething, and you know, Mandeep and I like to start like sub brands like Monsoon Patrol, and this one is called the Urban Islander.
Yeah.
So this is another concept to represent like the little island that we live in, the concrete jungle, and also the island that we live in. So that's the concept of it. This is the Urban Islander. So you can see
this Urban Islander
yeah.
1. So do
Urban Islander 1.
you think there'll be an Urban Islander 2, bro?
We are always ready for. We have concepts ready in our pocket, and we are ready to strike anytime. So expect Urban Islander 2 in the near future.
Coming to theater near you. and aside from the local collaborators, I mean,
Yes.
you and I, we have so many Japanese friends, and some of the Japanese friends, a lot of collaboration is born out of friendship.
Yes.
That's why we always say like international friendship through,
Yeah.
collaboration like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just because of really no commercial value.
No commercial.
Just friendship. Right?
Pure friendship.
Pure friendship.
Pure
So
friendship.
we're gonna pick up some of the collaboration that you have done with our Japanese friend. Like, okay, this is probably one of the one that I kind of like. This is a sample pair, right? Maybe
This
you want to
is
talk more about this, yeah.
So I think I was talking to Eugene, who was the manager at New Balance Singapore back then, and he explained to me that selling a product, you need a retailer. So he suggested Kuni from Mita Sneakers to me, and it was quite a almost casual. We kind of already knew each other, and we already knew each other by reputation, and I think it was kind of like seamless. It was kind of seamless process. So I think it was a very casual conversation where, hey, do you want to do a project together? I said, do you want to do a New Balance? I said, sure. And the rest is history.
Booms. So I was talking to Shige Kuni. You
Yes.
know, I call him Shige, Mark call him Kuni. So
Kuni.
it's the same guy. So he's
Same
the
guy,
creative
yeah.
director from Mita Sneakers.
Yes.
So the backstory is he was telling me that he wanted to collaborate with somebody who's like an artist, because for him he has been designing sneakers for the longest time.
Yeah.
Whereby he's putting colors and to the right place
Yeah.
and changing small subtle details to do it. But he feel like at that time Mark was an artist that could
Yeah.
paint sneakers. That is something that I think he felt like he couldn't do. So there's like he said, wow, I really respect Mark because he could paint like with his own hands on sneakers as a
Yeah.
medium. Versus him, he always think of him as a sneaker designer,
Yeah.
but not a painter.
Like a tastemaker.
Correct. So that's why he said, oh wow, what a good combination if I could work with Mark. That he can put his imagination into
Yeah.
what he could not do.
Yeah.
So so this is the actual, not the actual shoe. This is a sample.
This is a sample.
We're gonna show you the actual shoe.
Yeah, a little bit later.
A little bit later.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go look into the rest of the brand. Like, okay, aside from Mita Sneakers, another sneaker collaborator from Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh.
Kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So we did Kicks Lab as well, the Gel Light 5, with another friend whose
Another
name is
Shige
also
too.
Shige, Shige Kondo, and this pair has so much significance to me because I was there during the launch, and there was an overnight queue in the middle of Harajuku. Yeah, so that was something for me, and this shoe got sold out at the launch within 30 minutes,
crazy.
like over 1,000
Yeah.
pairs or something. So I was really happy about it.
Yeah. And then we have the
Yes.
the Puma.
Oh,
We're gonna show one more pair, one more side. Yeah.
so we launched 2 colors of the Puma with Mita Sneakers again. Because of the first success of the New Balance, I didn't get to go to Japan, but I was on the phone with Kuni, and he said like there was almost like 500 people queuing up for the New Balance. And then so we went on to the next project, and we decided to do Puma. Fun fact, right? I was in a meeting with Puma, and I described my first ever encounter in Japan, which was a visit, which was an exchange program, school exchange program to the city of Fukuoka, in the town of Miyazaki, right? And my very good friend, classmate during that time, bought me a pair of Pumas in that city. I was 14 years old. So I told that story, and I described, I was already very interested in sneakers and details. So I explained to Nozaki-san from Puma that pair that I got was different from the pairs that are released these days because of the contact sole. He stood up, ran into the storeroom, came out with the contact sole and said, let's use the contact sole for this project. Boom.
Yeah. He's the Puma king. He's
Yeah.
still working in Puma Japan.
Yes.
Like he has crazy archive.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna do an episode on his
Oh,
archive.
we
too,
have
man.
to. We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Puma.
Puma. And the title of this project is called First Contact because it was my first contact in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.